Hello, 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 hello. On a cold winter Monday, we welcome you in to Three Guys Before the Game. A man down on the end just started blowing his nose. I mean, what the
And it was Hanky, his trusty Hanky.
I looked over to my right, and you brought that hanky out.
Right off the bat.
Unscripted. An unscripted hanky use.
Top of the first. Here we go. Opening tip. The opening tip is up.
And our producer, Austin's trying to be nice to you because he's not taking camera shots, so you just sitting down there just blowing into that thing. Go ahead, Austin. Take a shot.
Good. That was good producing.
Take a shot of Snot Boy over there.
Well, you started the program. I mean, we started at 12:57, and there was a live feed. And I had to sneeze.
That's fine. That's all right. We're good. Three Guys.
Welcome back.
Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By GoMart. Go for good times. Go for GoMart. Were you there last week? Made a stop?
You know, I didn't.
You went straight through.
Yeah. Well, no, but I just, and I thought about it every time I went. So 16 times I go by GoMart, and I will.
We think less.
He'll fix it.
We think less of you.
He'll fix it.
I'll fix it.
You're going again this week, right?
Yeah,
You
tomorrow.
got a couple of visits coming up this week down in the areas. We'll
Yes,
talk
I
about
do.
that. Three Guys also. Oh no, we're not mentioning that.
We won't talk about
Okay.
that. He'll stop at GoMart, and we'll go from there.
Never mind what I said. Go for good times. Go for GoMart. Three Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Right now, perfect time to buy a pontoon for the next season. I mean, perfect.
It's coming soon. Boating days are right around the corner.
You get that. Every day's getting longer.
And closer to spring.
Closer to spring. We'll tell you about our Three Guys special coming up. Spreads on Stats. We got a lot of numbers for you, brought to us by the Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond the numbers. Conley CPA Group. Their busy time of the season. They're saying, bring it on. We're ready. Got your 1099 right here. I got your W-2.
I
Bring it
almost
on.
called them the other day.
Reason?
I had a question. I was writing a commentary about taxes on Social Security. I almost called them.
Why didn't you?
Oh, you should
Could've.
have. We got inside access there.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Yeah,
need.
we got inside
Whatever you
access
need.
there. We have become really, really friendly with the accounting society in the state of West Virginia. We're basically walking lockstep with those folks. They're wonderful people.
Well, remarkable turnaround from
Yeah,
where we were with your
after you insulted
ridiculous
him.
comments.
When you think about it, I mean, I've healed the wounds of the continent of Australia, brought the CPAs into the fold. You think about it. I'm a fence mender.
Yeah. Who caused the fence to break in the first place?
Exactly.
This is
Yeah.
Right?
You're still at zero. You know, it's not. I mean, you're not. Okay, you just got it back to zero is what you did.
Moving on to further action. This is episode 521 of Three Guys Before the Game, and the title of the program is Horns Downed. Back on Saturday at the WVU Coliseum, the last ever appearance by the Longhorns of Texas as a Big 12 member ended in an upset defeat for them and an upset victory for the world champion Mountaineers. Boy, Hoppy gave me a small invite onto his coffee clutch this morning, Brad.
Yes.
And I said this, and I mean, if ever a team needed a victory, it was that West Virginia team on Saturday.
Agreed.
For so many different reasons. And they got it. So tremendous compliments to them, everybody on the staff. It was good to see. And now at least you get a little fuel in your furnace before you head out onto the road into the state of Oklahoma coming up on Wednesday night.
There's an egalitarian aspect to college
Excuse me?
basketball.
What?
A who?
An egalitarian aspect, an equality to college basketball that you don't see in college football. I mean, college football, 12 games, you prepare for a week. Usually, Brad, the better team wins. I mean, there are upsets, but we've seen Saturdays where there's just very, very few upsets. College basketball, more games, so the math tells you there's going to be more upsets. And also, a team can have an off night, a team can have a good night. There's travel. all those things. So you just end up with and we've seen it already this year in the league. Houston losing a couple of games, Kansas getting beat at UCF. So there is a more of an equality of competition that takes place in college basketball. So that's the first factor, I think, in that game on Saturday. The second is that, did Texas come in saying we got to be ready for Pat Sumnick? They weren't.
Probably not on the scouting report.
Probably not. And so West Virginia gets their most balanced attack of the season, right? Different guys scoring, going into double figures. They are equal in terms of rebounds. They force the other team to turn over the ball like 22 times. They get to the free throw line. They don't make as many as they should, but they get to the free throw line. So, Brad, the things that we always talk about that a team needs to do to win, West Virginia did most of those things, and it turned out on the plus side for them.
And made shots.
Yeah,
and made shots. Here's
shots.
The other part. Isn't confidence the great equalizer in life and in sports?
Yes.
That individually with a guy like Pat Sumnick, who is playing with a great deal of it right now and has been extremely good since we talked at that Ohio State game. He's been outstanding. And collectively, the team. And I thought that gave them a nice, needed boost to not only win a game big in this league, not only a ranked win big, but to win one that got close late. Smith, as we talked about, started bombing threes, and that thing got close at the end. That would have been easy to yak that thing up, and West Virginia didn't. It held its ground and was able to get through with the win. I thought it just a massive win. Who knows what comes the rest of the season, but for that group to be able to celebrate that win, you saw the clip that West Virginia put out of Josh coming in the locker room. Awesome. I was awesome. I was thrilled for them.
Right. And so I think with this particular group of players and the situation that we're in this particular basketball season, I think all you want to do is every game that you go out, you play competitively, you play hard, and then you look at the scoreboard at the end of the game and you see what your result's going to be. That's all you can ask from this particular
group. And you fight in battle.
You fight, yeah. And you just play, no expectations. You just go out there and battle as well as you can, and they'll have some of these, you hope, as the season goes on.
I don't think there's any question about that. And also, home, battle, win the home games or have a shot at those home games. And also, how many times are we going to have to say that the team it looks like they're beginning to come together? We're at mid-January, but because of all the circumstances, you really look at that team that was on the floor Saturday and go, oh, okay. And you still don't have Jesse Edwards, but it's starting to, if you can repeat that performance going forward, you say, oh, it's starting to take shape.
Right. Coming up, spreads on stats, and I want to get into your Brett. We do not pre-dialogue this at all. Believe it or not, stunningly as that may
sometimes
seem.
hard to tell.
So, I'm sure you think this is a well-oiled scripted machine. I'm sure that's the way the show comes across. But the senator and I have not discussed, but I'm very much looking forward to some analytics in regard to paint points, because they made a tweak to the Mountaineer defense. Mm-hmm. Because as everyone that's been watching them saw, the rotations were non-existent. And as a result, Kansas State just had guys just dunking uncontested layups right in front of the basket. Guys weren't getting over it. So they changed it. And they went into more of a gap philosophy. Shot if everyone's got a little cover, but you pack everything in tight, and if you're going to lose, it's going to be because they're making 3-point shots. Well, they didn't.
And that almost
well, one dude did. One dude did. 9 of 22 is what they finished. Look at this. How about this number? 9 of 22 is what they finished. Max Asmus was 7 of 13.
Yeah, they only had two guys make a three.
Yeah.
He and Dessou.
Yeah. So that was really significant. How about this for a West Virginia connection story? So a young guy where I live, in the neighborhood where I live, his name is Cal Lynn, and he is now a junior in college, goes to South Carolina. His family moved several years ago, and they moved to Dallas. So game's over the other night. People have pretty much left, and here comes Cal's dad. Here's Nick. Comes up, hey man, just want to say hey. I said, hey, wait, what are you guys doing here? He goes, oh, we came to watch Max. Max Asmus. Mm-hmm. He said, Cal and he went to high school together. He says, they're best buds.
Oh, that's wild.
And I said, my gosh, he goes, I said, that was a performance. He goes, that's what he's done. 2,800 points in his career. 2,800 points, fifth all-time in three-point shots in college history.
Oh.
He was, yeah.
He's just, the three-point line is just imaginary to him.
Yeah, he doesn't have one.
No,
he doesn't have one. So anyway, always a West Virginia connection.
Always.
To Max Asmus. They say, and he was telling me he's a great kid, biology major, wants to be a doctor. Yeah.
His shooting chart was pretty amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got about 9 of his three-point attempts. 5 of those makes came from that left corner, or the left wing. Right? Across from you, far side, left wing. That's where he just kept pulling up, popping.
Mm-hmm.
Hoppy, you want to see that? Look at that. See that chart right there?
Wow.
Look at all those right there.
he's fearless.
Yeah.
He was good. He was good. All right, you want to do some numbers now?
You want to go right into it?
Yeah, because I went a little deep on Oklahoma too. That's why I was running a little bit late today. I got a lot of Oklahoma stuff too.
Well, I mean,
let's just dive in.
If you're willing, we're able.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's what it goes.
So I check the numbers.
Time for spreads on stats early.
Here comes a heater.
Let's jump into the analytics portion of the show.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Spreads on Stats is brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. They do provide value beyond the numbers. What are they? What do they do? Well, they're an accounting firm plus a whole lot more. They become your guide, your consultant to help you in your business. Not only taxes, but what's the best way to do this? What's the best way to do that? They can provide remote accounting services for your business. If you don't have someone in-house, they can do that. They also have remote CFO services, Chief Financial Officer. They can do that as well. The Conley CPA Group, if you've got tax needs, they do every service available. Audit and assurance and a whole lot more. It's the Conley CPA Group. And it's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for Spreads on Stats. Take it away, Senator. Oh, boy, you went straight glasses early. This is
we got less stuff. Got a lot of stuff. All right, stay with us on the numbers here. Let's start with the question you asked about points in the paint. That was obviously a focus. We spent a lot of time on Thursday talking about this. To refresh, Kansas State, 19 of 21 from the field at the rim.
Oh.
So defined as within 4.5 feet of the rim, Hop, okay? 19 of 21, 54% of the Wildcats' points came at the rim. It felt like 104% that night, right?
Yeah.
So they were constantly at the rim. We said, all right, what's West Virginia do to stop it? I thought they might go zone a little bit more. They did not need to. The new adjustments, the emphasis on rotations worked. Now, Texas was 10 of 10 on shots at the rim. So they shot 100% at the rim, which always scares you, but the shot attempt number is what's key. Just 10 shot attempts at the rim. So 18 points for Texas at the rim. That's the second fewest allowed all season by West Virginia. 38% of the Longhorns' points came at the rim. Their season average had been 44, and Kansas State had scored 54. So you chop that thing down significantly. That was a huge, huge part of that.
Very much so. Can I ask you a couple questions? Or you just want to start ranting and
Go ahead. No, this is free form.
I remember one thing during the game. You said, for whatever reason, that when Caden Shedrick does not play well for them, they lose.
Yep.
And it's not that he's averaging like 18 and 9 or something like that. He has very respectable numbers, but at the same time, when he has not played well, they've lost. Well, he's got a bad back. He tried to go out there once, and then he tried to go out there twice and only played 4 minutes. They wrapped his back. He went back out. Didn't work. Did you have that? I'm sure you did in your notes.
Yeah, and so here's what we talked about on Thursday about him in particular. And again, they had so many other guys you could focus on. We talked Asmus. We talked Hunter. We talked Dessou. But Shedrick was one. I kept coming back to this, Hop, what I said on Thursday. He didn't play against UConn, which was one of their 3 losses. Didn't play in the game against Cincinnati, which was nearly a loss. They found a way to pull that out. He only had 2 points in the loss to Texas Tech, and he only had 6 in the loss to Marquette. There's their 3 losses, and a 4th game that they very nearly lost. Add West Virginia to that list, as you just mentioned. Yeah, so that's I don't know if that's because it gives Dessou a break. I don't know what the reason is.
Causation, correlation.
Yeah, we identified that would be an issue. If he didn't play a whole lot or didn't play, you liked West Virginia's chances, and that certainly held out. So yes, that was a second part of this. Number 3, we talked a lot about Texas in the transition game.
Oh, boy.
Came in averaging or in the top 1 percentile, Hoppy, points per possession in transition. A big key was get back. You've got to slow them in transition to have a shot. Now, they ended up with a 15-5 fast break points advantage, but a lot of those came in the second half. That first half, when you were keeping it close, they just weren't getting any of those. They were not getting out and running. So I think overall, that 15-5 looks like a fairly big gap, but you take it if you're West Virginia.
Yeah.
Agree?
Can Dylan Mitchell finish?
He long.
You can see why they say he's a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does things. He's got a body size that doesn't make him. He has a body size, and he does things with his body that people that size can't do. That's why he's going to be in the NBA. Anyway, I digress.
Okay, so that was one. Good job by West Virginia, especially early in holding that down. I thought, and these aren't in particular order of importance, but just some notes. West Virginia succeeded in uglying the game up, which I thought it had to do. Hoppy, you alluded to it. They forced 22 turnovers. You would have preferred more points off that. West Virginia got 15 points off those 22
Amazing
turnovers.
right there.
But remember, you're stalling drives as well. Stalling drives, Hoppy, to mix my football and basketball there. You're stalling possessions on them as well. So, yes, you want more points off that, but it certainly worked and helped in this game. The massive one that if you wanted to lead with why did West Virginia win the game, it was protecting the paint, but then also the free throws. That was just such a massive advantage. You guys mentioned this already. Plus 11 points came on plus 20 attempts. So you scored 11 more points than they did. You shot 20 more free throws than they did. You took 41 free throws on the day. You had 47 field goal attempts. 41 free throws, 47 field goal attempts. That works out to a massive 87% free throw attempt rate. To put it in context, the national average for a game is 33%. So that's your free throws related to how many field goal attempts you have.
Wait a second.
87%.
Wait a second. Let's just. Can we stop the tape? Can we stop the tape? Wait a second. What you're saying must not be correct. Now that can't be correct because West Virginia never gets any calls. Now wait a second.
Got 'em the other night.
Tony, did they get? But did they?
Hobby, I mean, wait a second. We always get screwed by the officials. The officials are out to get us. Wait a second. How did that? Wait a second. Let me look. That must be a misprint that we took 41 and they took 21.
Plus 20 attempts. Won you the game.
Well, maybe they were listening to a previous three guys where I think I may have led a charge to say that Texas and Oklahoma should have consistent fouls called against them in their final season. Just call fouls.
I don't think it was that. I think the officials did a fine job. They did a wonderful job of calling the action.
But in all,
right on top of it, in perfect position on most calls. They got almost all of them right. Wonderful job by the officials.
in all seriousness, my point to all that is, sometimes that does happen. Sometimes it does happen, and I'm sure Texas people are screaming about that right now. Like, we're getting screwed because we're leaving the league, and so we're getting screwed. Okay, fine. And we might go to Oklahoma here on Wednesday, and it might be the same number, only we'll be on the short end of it and going like, we're getting screwed. Why? It just happens, but it was needed to happen for West Virginia to get that win.
It was. Hustle, energy, getting after it generally leads to those things in your favor, right? When you have great energy and you're around your house. So anyway, good. I thought officials were excellent. Absolutely excellent. Okay, one of the other areas we talked about was pick and roll. And we talked about having to defend Texas's pick and roll. They were very, very good, if you remember, Tony, very good at both aspects, the ball handler and the roll part of this. Well, West Virginia gave up a season-high 28 points to the pick and roll ball handler. Texas put up 28 points using the pick and roll. They use it a lot, but just 7 to the roll man. And if you remember, that was our issue with points in the paint. How are you going to stop the roll? How are you going to hedge the screen? What are you going to do on this pick and roll? So you have to choose something, Hop, right? It's really hard to defend all of it. So West Virginia chose to be better against the roll man. It worked. Rotations worked. They couldn't get it there, although the pick and roll ball handler was very good. So that was important. Catch and shoot jumpers.
Oh, yeah. Contested catch and shoot.
You'll like this. Texas took 13 catch and shoot jumpers. Hop, pass the ball, catch it, shoot it, just like it sounds.
Right.
Okay? 13 of them the Longhorns took. 12 of them were guarded.
Ding, ding,
One
ding,
was
ding,
unguarded.
ding, ding, ding.
You talk about West Virginia playing some defense.
Okay, so Kansas
12
State.
of the 13 were guarded.
Do you remember what the number was? Kansas State basically
It was
was
like 25% were guarded.
25%.
Yeah, rather than whatever that percentage is, 90% or whatever. Yeah. So guarded it. Just 9 points on guarded catch and shoot shots. So they only produced 9 points out of those 12 guarded jump shots. Very good. And no points on the one unguarded look. They missed the shot. Now flip it around. Texas did a good job on West Virginia as well. 13 catch and shoot jumpers. Also 11 guarded, 2 unguarded. But here's a difference. Sometimes you got to make tough shots. Hoppy?
Yes.
Sometimes it's not about the play design. Sometimes you just got to make a play as a player.
Got to make a shot.
Just got to make a shot. West Virginia got 15 points off its 11 guarded jumpers, more than 1 point per shot, which is good. And they got 6 on the unguarded, so they hit 2 threes when they were guarded. So West Virginia made contested shots. We use this a lot in contested catches. Sometimes the defensive back's all over you, and you just got to be better than the defensive back.
Right.
Same thing here. Sometimes you're going to get guarded, and West Virginia's been guarded a lot on the offensive end. Sometimes you got to make shots, and the guys did the other night. So when I know we all giggle and laugh, and it started with Bob Huggins when he'd say it, but it is true. You got to make shots. Sometimes you just got to make shots. And that was one of those games where West Virginia, in addition to all those other things, in tough spots, stepped up and made baskets.
Yeah.
So that was big. A couple more. Let's just, you have to mention Pat Sumnick, which you guys did earlier. 16 points, 6 rebounds. 5 of the 6 rebounds were offensive rebounds.
Why wouldn't they be?
That's a weird stat line.
Why wouldn't they be?
5 of his 6 rebounds. How about the back-to-back possessions of under the hoop, take it up and hammer it?
Work the first time, try it again.
That was great.
What I told Hop.
I was so happy for him.
I told Hop, the criticism against him, he's super smart, like classroom, like super intelligent. But on the floor, he was overthinking things for a good chunk of this season. They said if he would just let it go, just play. Well, he played.
He played.
I mean, he played. Like he goes, I mean, who does that reverse? I mean, have you seen that? When was the last time you saw that?
I was just thinking that you don't see that often at that level. And also, when you are going to make that play, that's even though it's a dunk, it's a high risk play, because if you make it, it's like, oh my gosh. But you can also look really bad.
Oh yeah.
If you don't, right? You hit the backboard, the ball goes up in the air. You can't dunk the ball. I mean, he did it perfectly twice.
It's a great smart play, though. That's how you protect yourself from the shot blocker, right? You're using he can't get over there. You go by him and up and over. What's the shot blocker going to do? You're already on the other side of the rim.
Got a problem.
Super smart
I understand that, but you still have to go under the basket, jump up, and dunk the ball going the other way.
Think Oklahoma's putting that on their scout?
Yeah, probably don't give him baseline.
Don't give him baseline.
Probably want to cut baseline off.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Okay, let's talk about rebounding here for a second as well, because we've said for a couple weeks now this needs to be better, and it's got to be more of a team effort. And it really kind of started in that second half against Ohio State, where West Virginia did a tremendous job after getting drilled in the first half, bounced back, and they've been much better at the rebounding since then. But this is the wild stat that jumped out to me on the rebounding side of things. One was Sumnick getting 6 rebounds, but 5 of them were offensive. Hoppy, how about this? Take your dual point guards, because really Farrakhan and Krisa, I don't know who you'd say is the one there, but they're both ones when they're on the floor, right?
Yes.
Okay. Between those two guys, you got 11 rebounds out of your point guard position, or at times 2 of your guards that are on the floor. 11 rebounds. Farrakhan led with 7. That's how you do team rebounding there. You don't just leave it to your bigs. You get your guards back in there. And Tony, we've mentioned, I brought the rebounding of the guards up now since Ohio State into the next couple of games, and then this one. That's been the difference. Those guards are really getting in there and doing work.
Well, you guys said after Edwards, it was going to have to be a team effort. Other guys are going to have to get rebounds.
Yep.
Right? You're just going to have to fight for it. Forget about height. You got to fight for the rebounds. And West Virginia comes up even in rebounds against Texas.
Yeah, and so you've seen Raekwon Battle have a 10-rebound game. Now you've seen Farrakhan bust out a 7. So Battle you can understand a little bit. He's 6'5", athletic. Your point guards are getting 7 between them with Krisa and Farrakhan. 11, excuse me. That's really good. You'll take that all day long.
Josh said that constantly during pregame. All 5 guys have to rebound. All 5 guys. I'm telling you, all 5. So what's the key? All 5 guys have to rebound. Well, they did it. They out-rebounded the Texas Longhorns, 32-31. And there's no reason to do that, size-wise. I mean,
that's just about effort.
That's home court. You get a better bounce.
So here's your challenge. Part of what you give up when you're doing that, though, is your transition points are down. That's part of why West Virginia didn't have the advantage there. Got, 7 of them out of transition. So that was something you give up. But if you're giving something up, you've got to give that up. Because if you don't have the ball, it doesn't matter, right? So go get the ball.
Right.
And then set your set your offense. So really good. So those are some of the numbers, including I thought some amazing stats and really impressive stats.
Yeah, so good deal. And they leave tomorrow, which is Tuesday, to play Wednesday against an Oklahoma team, which is smarting.
Yes.
They've lost 2 in a row. Having a great season, but they've lost 2 in a row. They'll be in a foul mood.
I don't love the situation.
No, not a good situation for West Virginia to be going into, but, no one's asking. And then Kansas on Saturday.
Ouch.
Coming in here.
Big week.
Big
Welcome
week.
to the Big 12.
Opportunities, right? Opportunities. The women's basketball squad, under first-year head coach Mark Kellogg, they completed their 2-game road trip, and with a Saturday afternoon date against the Knights of UCF. And West Virginia outscored UCF by 3 in the first half, by 6 in the second half, by 14 in the third quarter, and it was done. West Virginia glided to the victory by a final score of 76-59 in a game which saw J.J. Quinterly, talented prospect, she's a junior now, she went over the 1,000-point mark.
She did.
4th year in a row, the Mountaineers have had a player go over 1,000 career points. And interestingly enough, Mike Carey, who recruited Quinterly to West Virginia, was on the bench Saturday for UCF as their one of their assistant coaches. And Quinterly was, once again, extremely effective. She finishes up the day with 21 points, hit a couple of threes, perfect at the foul line. They had balanced scoring. They had 5 players with 8 or more. Jordan Harrison had 19. Lauren Fields had 13.
And bounced back after a couple of losses.
Yeah, it was. They lost to Texas and then lost to Iowa State. That one left a mark, so they were able to avenge that. Now they have Houston. They got 2 newcomers this week. They've got Houston here Wednesday night, and they go to Cincinnati on Saturday.
They've already beat Cincinnati once.
They beat Cincinnati
drilled them
like a drum.
Oh,
so we'll see how that goes.
Couple notes. I would watch and pay for Jordan Harrison just to watch her handle the ball. She had a couple yo-yo moves where she took it in the lane, hoppy, dribbling, pulled back. The defender comes with. This is in the lane. This is right on the edge of the lane. Inside, defender backing up. She pulls it back. The defender comes with her, and then she blows by. Did it twice.
Yo-yoed her?
Yo-yoed her. It was awesome.
Old Duncan yo-yos.
Light up yo-yoed them.
Did you have yo-yo? Did you ever do Duncan yo-yos?
No.
Hoppy?
Yeah. Back in the day.
Had the butterfly. Just keep that thing right there and be spinning.
Walk the dog?
Yeah, I'd walk the dog, and I'd also do the cradle.
I did a little bit, not much.
Yeah.
2 quick notes on the women's side, then let's get to an Oklahoma preview. Got to the rim. How many times have we talked about this women's team? The way you have to try and stop Hop, I think you got to try and shut the rim off, let them shoot from 3, and if they hit threes, you tip your cap. Cutting them off to the rim. And again, a lot of their rim buckets come on steals, right? Steals, fast breaks, get down the end of the floor. He'll give you some numbers. West Virginia had 35 points at the rim against UCF. Took it right at them. Had just 16 against Iowa State. Remember how we said Iowa State?
Oh my gosh, couldn't
shut
get
that
in.
down a little bit.
Couldn't get in.
Couldn't get there. Cut down the turnovers. 35 against UCF. Ran them out by getting to the basket. Here's the other part. Lined up, destroyed UCF on the pick and roll. A season high in points off that set with 27.
Wow.
They pick and rolled them for 27 points. Again, for reference, had just 5 off that set against Iowa State.
Too bad West Virginia didn't force any turnovers against UCF. Season high, 26.
Ouch.
Didn't Iowa
Which
State
is why
have,
you get a lot of points at the rim off that.
Yeah, didn't Iowa State have 24?
Yeah.
They forced 50 turnovers in 2 games.
Yeah. That's what they do, man. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, they are.
But that's not a surprise. We said even in those 2 losses, you could see there was enough things there that you saw that worked against those really good teams that you said, okay, they're on the right track here. They got it going. So good bounce back, Hop, as you said. All right, you want to do an Oklahoma preview?
Yeah, well, let me do this since it's a little bit longer than normal. We need to probably reset the table, right? Just get a little what do you call that thing? A little sorbet. A little sorbet. Clean your palate. Go ahead.
Okay, you ready? Now, both, as you often say when you speak to God, please jump in and ask questions as we go along.
Sure.
Hoppy?
Yes.
If you got any questions or need clarification, please ask as we move along here.
Okay, here's a question.
Yes.
Where would you go if you needed a digital phone service?
Well, that's easy. Comex.
Right, exactly right. And folks, A reminder that Comex, one of our fantastic sponsors on Three Guys Before the Game, offers the absolute state-of-the-art digital phone system. So if you're a business owner and you say, you know what, it's about time to get our phone system fixed, brought in. The technology in these things continues to change. You think it's just making a phone call? Ugh. Got these phone systems now. Put in the right combination of buttons, make you a big cappuccino. They can do anything on this thing. Comex Business Systems.
Well, I don't know if that's confirmed, is it?
We're looking into it. Asks you if you're in the market, then they will come in and do an absolute free price quote for you. They'll come in, check out your system, no matter how big or how small. So from 1 line to 1,000 lines, they've done them and they can do them. Competitively priced and whatever way you want to do it. Rent, lease, buy, it's all you. It's Comex Business Systems, ComexWV.com.
Big story here. You mentioned it. You get a hungry Oklahoma team coming in, having lost those 2 in a row. But how about this, Hop? There are 3 losses this season. UNC, 5th in Ken Palm. Kansas, 17. TCU, 22.
Yeah.
Pretty good year so far for Porter Mosier and the crew there. 21st in defensive efficiency, so they're defensively driven, but they're good offensively as well. 41st on that side of it. Won't be a blistering pace here. Both teams are in that 66 to 68 possessions per game, but here's what you have to watch, guys. Transition again. They're good when they push. They're not Texas good, but they're top 30%, and that's one of their favorite things to do. Get the ball and get out and push it.
So they're a paradox. You're saying that they're not in a hurry possession-wise, but when the opportunity comes, they'll run.
And they're really efficient at it because you start to go through some of their points per game in different categories, and you look at transition, and that's a big key, slowing down their transition, but it is not a fast tempo, blistering pace type of team, but they're very good at it. So let's talk about defense first, since that's where they kind of butter their bread. 7th in opponent field goal percentage. So here we go with another team that makes it difficult to shoot and score upon them. Really good from 3. 7th nationally there as well in field goal percentage for the opponent. In only 3, here's the challenge. So you take that and put it aside. They're good defending the 3, or teams have not shot the 3 well against them. But in only 3 of 18 games have teams scored double-digit points on 2-point jump shots. So you're struggling to shoot 3. You struggle to get to double-digit points on jump shots from 2. So example,
that's crazy.
West Virginia likes to take advantage of the mid-range, right? Raekwon Battle in particular is really good. Noah Farrakhan's really good at the pull-up if you need to. You struggle to get double-digit points on jump shots against
5 2-point baskets.
Yeah, and only 3, yeah.
That's an amazing stat.
So be careful there.
Well, so they're the absolute definition of new age basketball of rim or 3. Right?
Say that again.
Yeah. Now remember, they're jump shots. I'm not talking about layups. I'm not talking about fast break transition points. I'm talking catch and shoot 2-point jump shots.
2-point inside the 3-point line.
That's difficult to get 2s on them.
That's amazing.
All right, so there's one.
Stunning stat provided by Conley CPA Group.
They don't put you on the line a lot. 7th nationally in defensive free throw attempt rate. So again,
that's one of those things. Last year, same deal. They don't foul.
Or before, Lon Kruger's teams didn't foul. That's why part of why West Virginia, because we've done this free throw rate thing now for a number of years, and especially under Bob Huggins, West Virginia was one of the best in the country at getting to the line. Shot more free throws than most teams nationally, and you struggled against Oklahoma a lot of times. Why? They just didn't foul you. That has continued. So that's tough too. You got a team playing really good defense that doesn't put you on the line.
And they're pissed off.
And they're mad.
Yeah.
So be ready to go. Yeah. They haven't been great at defending the 2. Defending the pick and roll. That fits what West Virginia wants to do.
Be a nice day for Jesse Edwards, huh?
It would be a nice day. Jesse Edwards here. TCU got him for 22 on the pick and roll.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they won the game. All right. Shoot over offensively for a second. They shoot it pretty well. 21st nationally in field goal percentage. 14th nationally in field goal percentage from 2. So they like to get to the rim. More than a third of their shots are at the basket, so meaning under 4.5 feet. That's above the national average.
Which means they go to the foul line a lot.
No, not as much as you would think.
Really?
Yeah, not as much as you would think. They don't, literally my next line. You just took it. They don't get to the free throw line very much. In fact, they are 170th nationally.
That's crazy,
free
right?
throw attempt.
They're scoring in
pulling
front
up a little bit.
Yeah, they're scoring in front of the rim, but they're not getting contact.
Mm-hmm. Top 10% in points per shot at the rim in that category. So they're effective. Yeah, they finish. You'll see some pick and rolls from them. They're 5th in the Big 12 in points per possession off the pick and roll. The ball handler will shoot it more than the roll guy. So watch the ball handler there. They get a ton of unguarded catch and shoots. Top 2% nationally. But here's what will surprise you. Not that effective. They only score on 35% of the time when they get an open.
But they're getting open looks.
When they get an open look. And those will be almost entirely threes. I think they've had like 4 catch and shoot 2-point shots this year. So when they get one of those catch it and shoot it, it's going to be from 3. I mentioned this earlier, I thought Texas would get some zone from West Virginia, and they didn't. They didn't need to. The rotations worked. OU's rated as excellent against man defense, but only average when they have to face zone. So is this a game where you drop into zone a little bit to try and slow down their offense? They've only faced it 7% of their possessions, so they don't get it a ton. It's a small sample size, but a team that's really good from 2, not elite from 3. Do you try some zone against them at times? See if they can shoot you out of it, make them show you?
Last time we had a situation like that was Ohio State. They didn't like playing zone against zone. Maybe Josh comes out there a little zone.
Might be something to look at. Here's some keys, just a couple of keys to look at. I mentioned the limit, the transition. Excuse me. Only 4 teams out of 16 held them to single digits in transition. So 4 of their 16 teams held them to single digits. You want to know what happened in 3 of those?
They lost.
They lost. So limit transition. Got to make shots. I literally wrote the note as this is a make shots game. Good defense, but one that doesn't force a ton of turnovers. So you should be able to get the possessions. Can you be efficient with those possessions? You shouldn't be turning it over all night, right? It's one of the concerns. You're going to have the ball. You got to make some shots, which again, I know is obvious, but in this particular niche, I mean that because you should be able to complete the majority of your possessions. Then you've got to be effective in the pick and roll and score on offensive rebounds. In 2 of Oklahoma's 3 losses, the opponent playbook for the Sooners' opponent was that. Eat them up in pick and roll and get those offensive rebounds. The only difference was Kansas, and they were just that's a different formula. You can't take much out of that because they fed Hunter Dickinson, and he was a matchup nightmare. Here's the matchup to watch when you talk pick and roll. West Virginia is 10th in the league in points per possession off the pick and roll. The ball handler specifically, okay? 10th. An Oklahoma defense you're getting on Wednesday that's 12th in pick and roll handler defense. So you should be able to get some success there with the ball handler. Kerr, Farrakhan, you might put Slazinski in that mode a couple of times. Might be able to hit him with a bunch of people. Be effective in the pick and roll, get some offensive rebounds, put them back in. There you go.
Tell you what, man.
It's pretty good.
I don't know what they're paying you on this deal. You need to raise, Hoppy.
It's a heck of
a
scouting report.
I mean, you
delivered. A lot of numbers. Hope you stayed with it there. I know that's a number. Sometimes people struggle against a lot.
You delivered. I mean, like if you were like a coach, like you just did your job, what you're asked to do, but you did it really well. So you should probably go in and ask for a raise because isn't that what they do, Hop? Like they win, like all of a sudden they win 10 or 11 win season. They go in there, well, you got to give me more money. Wait a second, you just did what you were paid to do to begin with. They want more money.
I
So
see.
Is that how
you should,
Is that what you want to do, Brad? You going to Conley CPA and say, hey, you're going to crank it up a little bit here because I gave you better.
Just trying to deliver. I'm just trying to do my job.
Did really well.
We'll see.
People come to me now and they say, I listened to Brad's preview. You know what? I said, what's that? Exactly what he says happens. Whether we win, whether we lose, he's hitting it. I said, yeah. Right.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, don't know if you're going to win or lose, but trying to give you the things that you're looking for and what West Virginia does and what the opponent's going to do against you. So there's your blueprint. Now let's see if West Virginia can go execute it in what will be a very difficult environment in terms of that Oklahoma team is going to be loaded for bear there.
Yeah, they'll be upset. Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. Remove the stress and the time associated with having to hire qualified accounting people and dealing with all that turnover that comes with that. They will come in and do remote accounting for you, remote CFO services, confidence in having continuity from the Conley's experienced team of experts to handle your accounting needs. Check them out, the Conley CPA Group. Hoppy's going to Charleston for the legislative session tomorrow. And he has vowed to stop at one of the many, many Go-Marts across the state of West Virginia.
I will this time.
Well, let me give you a little reminder here, Hoppy. As you well know, it is cold outside. It's really real cold.
Yeah.
Well,
not Iowa cold, but cold.
Right. The coffee is always toasty at Gomart. In the summer, it's refreshing, but in the winter, it's toasty. And whether you need some fuel, some coffee to keep you going, and a note, windshield wiper fluid.
Oh yeah.
I mean to tell you, right? Center your mics off. Gomart keeps you on the road with just one stop. Make a Gomart your go-to stop to heat up your day and get your rewards card. I'm a big advocate, as you know, for the rewards card because you can bang out that thing and save money on fuel and food. Just get the rewards card. They still have some extra days there where you get a little bit bonuses as well, so check it out. So how'd you do on your first trip to Charleston? Your body behaved itself all right? You still...
Yeah. All good.
I know sometimes you get out and it, changes.
I can't sleep. I mean.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Huh.
Can't sleep when you're on the road, or can't sleep then when you come home, or
on
both?
On the road.
Can't sleep on the road.
No.
Consistently can't sleep on the road?
Maybe some point. I
Really?
will. Yeah,
Just out of routine?
Out of routine, out of everything, yeah.
Not worried your alarm's not going to go off? Or you still
Yeah,
call the
all
front
kinds
desk?
of
Do you call the front desk and get a wake-up call, or do you just do it on your own?
Phone.
You don't set a wake-up call from the front desk as a backup or anything?
No.
Just go phone.
Yeah. Yeah, just phone. But, I mean, Tony, you probably. I mean, you can't, because if you kill yourself on a meal,
You've traveled with him. He sleeps. He's on the plane asleep in 2 seconds.
That's true.
The only problems I have sleeping on a road is because of some overconsumption of food. It's normally just go 3 pillow up,
sits right there.
Get in there and just go, here comes a 3 pillows. We're going to sleep.
I
So
did.
you take those M&Ms from Gomar and just open the bag and just drink them.
I texted you guys. I forget what the over-under was, but I was there an hour and a half in the Capitol before I got a 3 guys. And then I got back-to-back 3 guys references.
Okay, but of that hour and a half, how long were you there basically by yourself? Was there some time, was there some time before there was anybody there to recognize?
Yeah, I was like an hour 20.
Yeah.
Like nobody was there.
So basically the net of it was 10 minutes.
About, right, yeah.
That's
it's just me and the maintenance guys. But
Yeah.
they could be 3 guys too.
But then once people started coming in, it was immediate 3 guys.
And also there was a big Kirchevale, a lot of Kirchevale questions too coming up. Just before the budget briefing, there was some Kirchevale questions.
We should probably address that elephant in the room.
Needed more, wanted to have it. Where is it? Can I get it?
Exactly.
Yeah, did you just have to say efforting?
Yeah, I just said, I said, we're efforting.
Working on effort.
Well, we'll let people,
and they have a little mini fridge in the press room, and the press people were very like, hey, I had it, I enjoyed it. This was other press wags along with myself.
Yeah.
How do we get more? And so I said, I'll try to get some, but.
Yeah, from what we're told.
And bring it down.
From what we're told, the reason I think we need to say this because people keep asking for it. They're not making it anymore. It's not our choice, but they've decided not to make it anymore. They're talking about the start of football season. That's the last we know. All right, fine.
Efforting.
Whatever. The demand's out there.
The demand is now.
Demand's out there. When you were at the Capitol, you weren't that far away from Lou Wendell Marine Sales. They're located in St. Albans. You know that, right? Yeah, Lou Wendell Marine Sales.
I know he's got a real job to do down there. I wouldn't mind him sitting in that.
That's a good idea.
Because I keep talking about that one particular recliner seat. Like, you're not going to drive that. If you're out on that Lou Wendell Tri-Tune, you're not driving it.
Right.
You would sit nicely in that front recliner seat.
Okay.
If you could make that, can you stop over and see them too? I'd like to.
Well, you got to. Now there's a lot of demands coming in here.
I know. You got to. Don't stress them out here. Lou Wendell Marine Sales, located in St. Albans, and right now they offer the 3 guys special.
To do down there?
The 3 guys special. Here it is, folks. The 2023 Avalon 2385 Entertainer, and it is the top of the line when it comes to Tri-Tunes. Whatever you need to do, whatever you would like to do on the water, it's waiting for you at a very special 3 guys price. It includes a trailer, Honda 150 engine, and that thing is Mac Daddied out. 3 guys before the game special price, $89,774. Check it out. The 2023 Avalon Tri-Tune Entertainer model from Lou Wendell Marine Sales.
I'll try to make it.
We got a couple more trips. You don't have to do everything in one trip. I know you've got a lot to do.
I got Lou Wendell.
I know we got other surprise stops. I know we got a lot to do.
You're making some surprise stops as well. We appreciate that.
We'll spread it out.
If it was us, we would love to do it. We would love to go with you. Just high step in there and have fun. But Hoppy, you just take care of the family business down there in Charleston, and Did you have a good time down there?
I enjoy the politics.
people-
I enjoy the
yeah.
legislative session.
Sure.
I think it's important to
It's
be there.
invigorating. Invigorating, right?
There are a lot of people that I know and I only see at the legislative session.
Right.
So,
Right.
Mr. Lavender, saw him.
Oh, you see?
Dave
Chad's
Lavender.
dad.
Yeah.
Chad's dad. Yeah.
Just a
Awesome.
lot of folks.
Here we go. Time for textual healing. All right, three guys before the game's textual healing. There's the number, 304-404-4083. 304-404-4083. It's brought to us by episode800.com. Episode800.com is our website where we sell various items, many of which support businesses here in the great state of West Virginia. One of those businesses is sitting on our front counter. And for those of you that are just listening and not watching, I have a 1-gallon white tin on our set. 1-gallon white tin filled with our special popcorn. I always get criticized for coming up with ideas. And Brad ripped me when I said we should make a Valentine's popcorn.
Yeah, we should.
After
I'm glad we decided to.
And I'm glad we made it.
After Mountaineer Munch was such a success, look at that. There it is. It's got its own camera. It's got its own
Hold
camera.
on, before you go into the description of what's happening, the reason I'm chuckling is because you don't even know you do this. You launched into, and I know you did this in your old days, you launched into like old Trading Post radio. You said, did you hear him? He said, I've got a 1-gallon tin. I've got a. As if he's got right? I'll take your calls and your texts. We'll open it at. What, are you going to eat the popcorn on the air?
This was a bad move. I just put that in my mouth. This was inside that 1 gallon from the Mountaineer popcorn people. They grow the corn in Shepherdstown. They harvest the corn in Shepherdstown. They dry the corn in Shepherdstown. Then they pop the corn in Shepherdstown, and they have created for us Valentine's Velvet Delight.
It's good, too.
It is good.
This is like...
There's a good piece. You got a real good piece.
I got a
of
big
it there.
piece. I'm just telling you what. I didn't steer you wrong on the Mountaineer Munch. I told you. I told you that it was really, really
Now he's
good.
gonna go way over the top because they hit a home run. He's gonna go over the top. Right. He's gonna hurt himself here, patting himself on the back.
No, I told you. No,
Because the Mountaineer popcorn folks came through.
as a foodie,
They made shots.
As a foodie,
They made shots.
Go ahead.
as a foodie, I told you the Mountaineer Munch was like extremely good. 3 things have happened on this podcast. 1, the beer was better than I ever thought it was going to be.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The brisket, I told you, it was world class.
Yeah, true. Yes.
I told you the Mountaineer Munch, and this stuff here, it is off the chart. They call it Valentine's, what the hell do they call it? Valentine's Velvet Delight.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of it, strawberry, white chocolate, little mini chocolate chips, and there was one other thing in
Marshmallows.
there. Marshmallows.
Baby marshmallows in there.
It's hoppy. You had it before the
It
show.
was
What do you
very
think?
good. It was very good.
What would you say the flavor profile is?
What do you mean flavor profile?
It's
Like, what
light.
do you taste when
It's light. It's fruity.
Yeah,
Some-
light and fruity.
some
Light and
strawberry-ish
fruity.
feel to it.
Yeah.
But
Some
not
chocolate?
not overwhelming strawberry.
No.
You know, you're
'Cause the
starting to
chocolate
sound like
hits you.
you're starting to sound like Jim Justice. You say,
Huh?
"We were going to have popcorn." Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you that we were going to have popcorn?
Whatever.
In his to take his side, we have it. There is good popcorn.
It is good popcorn.
There's really good popcorn.
Well, here's the deal. Go to episode 800. You have to have your order in by January the 26th if you want it on Valentine's Day. They're going to pop it like on the 28th, 29th. It's going to be shipped on 5 February, and you'll have it by the 9th or 10th.
How much is it? Do you know?
Hoppy, price is irrelevant. When you're talking about a world-class product, born and raised in Shepherdstown, what the heck's the price matter?
Well, price is always a factor. I mean, right?
No.
I'm not. No, and I know good things are. You have to pay for quality. I understand that.
Hop, here's
I
the
just
deal.
was just asking. I mean,
Hop,
you're over
here's the
there.
deal. Hey, listen. You want to go to Dollar General, get yourself a bag of corn, go down there.
No, I didn't say. I did not say that.
Basically,
All due respect.
Yeah, basically you did. So
No, I didn't.
it's a gourmet popcorn.
I understand that.
That's it. I don't know. I don't follow prices. I don't follow prices. I sell product, Hoppy. I sell good product. I don't. If it was bad, I'd say like, dude, I'm not doing this. I put my name on it. You'll like it. All right, let's do these things. Hoppy.
We put our names on it too. He says I like it. Put my name on it. He said.
You guys aren't. Yeah. All right.
I mean, I see our names right on it. It's our names are literally on it.
The 1 gallon. Are we signing all the 1 gallon tins?
No, only a few.
We're signing a select number.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Although since it's yours, you could sign them all. Since you've claimed credit for it, I put my name on it. I put my name on it. I planted the corn.
Well documented.
I popped the corn.
Or it wasn't my idea then to do Valentine's pie. Might have been yours.
I didn't say that.
Might have been yours.
Don't try to do that as a weak argument. Like,
Might have been yours. It was my idea. And now I'm advocating and I say it's very good. That's all.
But okay, okay. That's fine. Go ahead.
Maybe one of these days one of the lip balm companies will come to you. My lip balm.
That stuff is really good.
What, the lip balm or the popcorn?
No, I don't care about lip balm. That popcorn's.
I know.
Elite.
You're carrying
like 4 times now.
You're carrying one or two canisters this time of year of lip balm.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling 2.
You're rolling. Maybe 3 guys should do lip balm. Maybe not. All right, here we go.
All right. Yeah.
I was driving around this evening, says a texter, listening to the 2 Guys Longhorns preview episode. As I pull over into our version of Gucci Kroger here in Keller, Texas, just outside of Fort Worth, I'm listening to the Kroger's rebuttal between Tony and P1 listener Charlie from Midlothian during the Textual Healing segment. I had to laugh at the comedic timing of my errands matching up with my bi-weekly escape from reality during your guys' show. What a game. No one saw that coming, myself included. While it was messy at times, it's nice to see them play in the entire game and win. I couldn't be happier for those boys who are working against all odds to succeed. And while a few picky fouls were called near the end to put Texas on the line, the biggest blunder came from the ESPN announcers when they claimed donuts were being thrown into the crowd by our prestigious Mountaineer. I know many are not familiar with West Virginia's dedication to pepperoni rolls, but surely he could tell they were not donuts. Anyway, what a great day to be a Mountaineer. Signed by Lori from Linside in Monroe. Tip, the D is silent in Linside. There you go. Texter. Anyway, although it appears the next 2 months of this year's basketball season may be arduous, I appreciate you all giving folks like myself who are no longer living in West Virginia an opportunity to stay connected to home. Good, bad, or indifferent. I hope the Mountaineers can provide me another opportunity to thank the fine folks in my current city to say thanks for having us the day following Super Bowl Sunday when they come here to visit TCU. Let's go Mountaineers, signed by Cody in Fort Worth via Ravenswood, home of the Ravenswood running Red Devils and head coach Mick Price.
Mm-hmm.
Texter. Hello, 3 guys. With the Mountaineers defeating Texas Saturday, I propose that we have a special home court version of Thanks for Having Us, exclusive to this final meeting in Morgantown against Texas as members of the Big 12. I'd like to nominate the phrase, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Beating Texas in any sport always reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Braveheart. The poor and belittled Scottish up against the elitist and snobbish English. Is Josh Eilert our version of William Wallace? Probably not. However, there's something to be said about folks who have been counted out, belittled, and overlooked like this Mountaineer team. Enjoy the win, you Appalachian Highlanders, basically Mountaineers.
I hope not. Didn't they draw and quarter William Wallace?
I don't know. I've never seen that movie. Among many of the classic movies I've never seen.
Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've seen like snippets. Eric in Ashton writes, hey, guys, P1 listener, with spring sports around the corner, when will Wren add softball? I work at Steel of West Virginia in Huntington, which is right beside Marshall's softball, and under construction new baseball field. It's time West Virginia brought back softball.
Fred?
Great sport.
and increasing in popularity all the time.
Yeah, great, and really good around the state too. There's a lot of Division I players coming out of the state in that particular sport. It's just it's hard in this current climate to be adding sports right now, but that's certainly one that has been under consideration, heavy consideration in the past. And I would think again, if West Virginia's ever in a position where they're looking to add sports, it's hard to do that as you see what's going on around the landscape. But that'd be an awesome one to add.
Yeah.
When you talk to the WVU people about it, they basically say it would cost $30+ million to get it started. If you were going to do a field, you're going to do the whole thing. I think they would do it if someone gave them so much money that they could run the thing and have it pay for itself in the sense of like some kind of a big endowment.
Yeah.
But realistically,
you'd almost need a T. Boone's Pickens. I mean, somebody that wants to put in
someone
a
that wants
amount of money to get it
It
started.
really is a sport that's coming television-wise too. You wonder if when that television money kicks in, if you start watching earlier and earlier, those games are getting on TV. College softball, it's an unbelievably fun sport. Games clip along, they move. There's action, there's speed, and again, it's a really good product in this particular state. Come a long way in Division I softball.
Yes.
Yeah, the short version is it's about the money.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out, Texter says, last episode, Professor Vinny, on his encounter with Gordon Gee at Ohio State. I also attended Ohio State at the same time after earning a BA from WVU. I saw Gee at Ohio State. He remarked on my West Virginia t-shirt I was wearing. Listening and hearing this name again, I believe that Professor Vinny was my friend at Ohio State and classmate. Our offices were next door. As an extra layer in the West Virginia connection inception, we didn't know each other until while at West Virginia, but it was great to have a connection during grad school. We lost touch after our studies. It was really fun to hear the anecdote as a fellow Three Guys listener, signed by John in Jersey.
Of course.
JR from Cumberland writes, Tony, I just wanted to take up for you in the Marlinton pronunciation controversy. Kathy was correct when she surmised that I spelled it Marlinton in my text to you. I plead guilty to all of those that have chastised you, and I absolve you of any wrongdoing. I shall endeavor to not repeat my misdeed in the future and sincerely apologize to all Marlintoners that I may have offended. Yeah, so basically I got set up.
You got set up?
By the G. Got set up by the G.
That was nice of JR.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was. Take responsibility.
Sure. Texter, Mike from Salem checking in. Last episode, you mentioned that Trey Young and Javon Carter battles. I can remember vividly after the first game, someone got on the Wikipedia and put on Trey Young's page that Javon Carter was his father. It stayed up there roughly for a day, which brings me to a second point. Here's an idea for another one-worded shirt for episode 800. Unconfirmed.
That's good. That's really good.
That's really, really good.
Efforting on that. That's a good one.
Texter, so did Hoppy mention what that dude was saying to him about Three Guys? I told him there were plenty of seats there for a taping of Three Guys from the Rotunda. He quickly mentioned it was an hour and a half for him being there before someone mentioned Three Guys. Guilty party here.
Yeah,
Senator Jay Taylor.
Senator Jay Taylor, who I see every morning, he's an early arriver at the Capitol, so we have some Three Guys discussions. But he did say we should record a Three Guys at the Capitol. That was mentioned.
Yeah.
So I can efforting.
Well, you know
do
what
that.
you know what the fee is. See if you can get it done.
Maybe we can get it in the budget.
Some pork barrel.
Thank you,
Texter,
Jeff.
Kyle from Morgantown. I feel as though Pattison Drive and outside people saying Patterson Drive is compatible to the Marlinton and Marlington miscues.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
There's a lot of Patterson.
Oh my gosh.
That's
People-
a good one, Kyle.
People who've lived there all their lives
give
you a Patterson.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Name for Governor Patterson. Patterson.
Yep. Okie, wasn't it?
Okie Patterson.
Yeah. Didn't he put the pop bottle tax in?
He was behind the medical school. Might
That's
have been
how they
behind the
got-
pop tax too.
Yeah, it was the pop tax. That's what they used to make to build the hospital.
Nice pop tax reference. Well done.
Why don't you get up to speed on these
Look
politics,
at you,
will you?
there.
That is true.
Hoppy, if you
That is
can't
true.
do show tomorrow, Hoppy or Tony will be sitting
Yeah.
in.
I like when the old timers tell the stories like, "Oh yeah, it came down to Charleston and Morgantown for the hospital," or they'll give you the old, university was supposed to be in Greenbrier County. They'll give you that one too. I didn't know that. Brian from Ripley. Scope stats maybe Hoppy. I was at the professional bull riding event at the Charleston Civic Center tonight and remembered WV was playing Texas. Checked the score, and West Virginia was winning. I then turned my phone on to the ESPN app, and I was watching the game. I began to feel a presence at my back as everyone behind me started peeking over my shoulder and watching the game with me. We all sang a little bit of Country Roads when the game was over as other sections looked at us like we were crazy. Signed by Brian from Ripley. Couple things here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
One, I didn't know that the rodeo was in Charleston this weekend. That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Two, those people there at the rodeo were interested in knowing what was going on. Super shout out to the fans that came out for Saturday's game. Mountaineer fans here. They listed at 11,000. That's tickets sold. I don't know exactly how many there. That was a really, really good crowd. Really good crowd for the situation that this program and this season is in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just, to me, I look up there and I look at all those people there Saturday and I say, this is just another example of how badly West Virginia fans, number one, love the team and want to win and are passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so shout out to those folks.
Also on it was a cold day. I mean, you
It
had
was.
to make an effort.
Well, yeah, it wasn't particularly great outside. Steve, not Cal. Texas, you be safe going home made me think of something. In a different context, and only those who've routinely attended football games in Morgantown would get it, some of us in the band would say, please avoid the Star City Bridge area, just to announce the game had been decided even before it was officially over. For example, Joe Flacco's second consecutive pick six was a real please avoid the Star City Bridge area moment.
That's a good code.
We had fun with
That's
it.
good code.
I get that. Texter, we missed a storm the court moment. Last game at home against Texas. Top 25 upset in a miserable year so far. Big W feels good. Signed by Periopolis Phil. No.
That's you just got to be like, hey, good luck to you. Not even that. Just like, see it. I don't know what you say there because you don't want to. You don't wish them any success.
You don't say anything. Just move on. You don't have to say anything to them.
I'm going to tell you this. West Virginia has to return that game in Austin. They'll be waiting on the old gold and blue that day.
Well, go play.
They ran us out of the gym by 34 a year ago.
Yeah. Whatever. Got them here.
Yeah.
Maybe it may, if you, yeah. Jeremy in Cooperstown. Never in my life did I think I'd say I like our team when we were 6-10, but I do. Heck, has there ever been a WVU team with that record since the Cats' final season? Total dumpster fire. Without cheating on Google, I'm going to say that's a hard no. But Brad, check that. I thought Josh did a great job coaching down the stretch. He drew up some good action on offense. And if it weren't for Michael Jordan wearing burnt orange, we would have won by 15. Horns down. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I looked back at that. The 8-20 season, I think West Virginia was they were right around the same mark. 6 wins, 7 wins at that point. West Virginia, that team was 7-2 and finished 8-20. 7-2 finished 8-20.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is not that. That's a great observation because you have a losing record right now, but you are far from being a dumpster fire. I mean, you see promise there.
Yeah.
You get some joy out of watching them play. They play hard. You feel like their best basketball is still ahead of them. So it's a weird 6-10. Is that what it is? 6-10.
6-10. Hey, Texter. Hey, three guys, can you please help me understand why Pat Sumnick doesn't get more playing time? I feel like when he's on the court, we've got a chance of getting rebounds. His field goal percentage is great, and the only thing I see with his weaknesses are turnovers. Yeah, we talked about that. And he's going to get more playing time because he's producing.
Has been.
I think that earlier, again, he was thinking a little bit too much, and now I think he's just playing in the flow, and he'll get more opportunities, no question about that. Texter, three guys, hello. Now that Hoppy has his own segment discussing stats on the podcast, is the next step doing color commentary for the radio broadcast? All the commentators have been great so far. Looking forward to hearing more perspective on the broadcast. Thank you, Ben.
I've not been asked, nor am I qualified. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Well, you're busy this time of year, running up and down the interstate, going to Gomart.
I mean, if you want to know about House Bill 4620, I can work with you. If you want to know about whether in zone or man to man, I got to defer to Brad and you. I can't handle that.
Texter writes in, Crown Brad. Ask Brad if his quarter zip from the last show was made from recycled Crown Royal bags by Fine Look and Phil. LOL. I love the show.
Went purple.
That was the same. I understand what he's saying.
I'm purple.
What now?
guy.
He had a purple
quarter zip.
on that was the same exact PMS color as the Crown Royal bag.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Just didn't have the logo on that said Crown Royal.
Would be available for an NIL deal.
Yeah. Texter.
Like purple, Hobby.
You like purple?
Yeah.
Like TCU's purple or Kansas State's purple?
All shades. Mix it in.
What's your favorite color, Tony?
I don't know, blue and gold.
It's part of why I like purple.
What?
Because like 97% of my stuff is in the blue family.
Yeah, I got a lot of blue. A lot of blue.
Trying to mix it up.
I do think,
Branch out.
I've said this before.
Yeah.
We have been extremely blessed with having a school that has great colors.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, these are primo colors. There's some schools out there that got some yields.
Well, like candidly, orange. I don't think orange is a color that works well.
Looks terrible. Never liked it.
What?
That was Wartburg. That was his college.
Well, it was my junior high, my high school, and my college. I've worn a lot of orange uniforms in my day.
I don't think it's hard to match up.
I disagree with you two on that one.
That's fine. I mean, sure.
Would you agree it's hard to match up orange? It's much easier to match up gold or blue.
What do you mean hard to match up?
I mean, let's say you have an orange shirt.
Yeah.
It is hard, Hoppy. You're right.
What to wear with it?
Yeah.
No. Black, gray, tan, blue. Next.
All right.
My high school had really good colors, too.
What?
Same exact colors as UCLA. Powder blue with that gold. That's pretty.
That is.
Yeah. Texter. 3 guys, I hate to shower you with praise, but it really is a great show.
Left-handed compliment. I hate to do this, but
You guys are a bunch of dorks, but
I hate to do this.
Tony, you, the ambassador for WVU Sports, the ultimate professional. Brad, your insight and stats and delivery are simply exceptional. You bring it every single time. Wait till he hears this episode. But I do miss Hoppy when he rubs shoulders with the legislators. Hoppy can say the things which need said, which sometimes cannot be said by others. His initial segment should be called Keeping It Real and be sponsored by Bass Pro Shops or Fly Rod Chronicles.
You see what he did there?
Love the show.
Keeping It Real, REEL.
I saw what he did.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Signed by Lowe's from Mount Vernon. Probably not his real name nor his real hometown.
Not Lowe's Moore?
No, I don't think so. Wasn't probably Lowe's.
Thanks, Texter.
That was really
I
good.
think, right? That was a thank you?
I think so, for the
That's
most
as
part.
close as we get.
I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
I didn't want to say this, but
Oh,
Pains
What?
me to do this,
a
but
couple things. So, got a great fan who's in Texas, and each year he sends us T-shirts. Have I shown you this one yet, Brad?
Mm-mm.
Can we get this? It says, this is from Hogan's Heroes. They got a picture of Colonel Klink and Schultz, and it says Stalag 13, no escapees. And there's a picture of Bill Self and his assistant coach, Curtis Townsend. And it says, Kansas, no violations. And then it says the number, oops, level 1's 5. He sent us each a shirt. Here you go. Brad, you can
In
have one of
response
those.
to their
Thank you very much.
allegations.
Brad, do you have any items in a bag?
Oh, I do. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder.
Hoppy,
yes.
we have a present. Hoppy,
Abe?
we have a presentation to
Can you
make.
see that? Here, zoom in there. Can we see the bag?
Well, no, don't ask him to zoom in. He's got 9 things going over
He
there.
just had it. He was just zoomed in on me and then moved out right when I brought there. See?
So
do
it
it.
says
Can you see it?
Country Road
Store.
Country Road Store.
Store.
in Australia, right?
What? Country Road Store in
Was it
Australia?
Australia or New Zealand? Or where
It's
were they?
New Zealand, Australia, same continent.
Since 1974, it says.
Is there a card in there you want me to read?
Yeah, is he going to open it?
Yeah, let me give me the card, and then he can open the thing. Is there a card?
I don't know. Is there a card?
I think there was.
I thought there were 3 individual cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Should I just hand them out?
All right. So
By the way, this is from Charlie and Martha.
Charlie and Martha Mitchell, great Three Guys listeners. These are the folks that recently were in Australia.
Don't open this yet.
New Zealand. Here you go. They sent us these items. There they are, right there. Look, holding
there.
it.
Hey,
Yeah, there they
So
are.
they delivered.
Love those folks.
They delivered this at the game.
at the game
The
to
other
you?
night. Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, are we all opening it at once?
Yeah. So these came from Australia, and they are Wilmot Harvey Map Hanky.
Oh.
So it's a hanky. It's a hanky with the country of Australia as a map. So you can blow your nose right into Perth.
Look at it.
You got hankies. My first ever hanky. Charlie and Martha, thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, but it's nice. I don't want to blow my nose in it now.
It hasn't stopped you in the past.
Right.
They got all those animals there. They got like little bears.
Thank you.
They got little bears and stuff like that. So this begins officially the Three Guys
Thank you.
episode 800.com handkerchief
Very nice.
line. Yeah, there they are.
Do you know how to fold a pocket square?
Yeah.
Maybe you could do that for me.
Kind of go here.
Oh, you know how to do it,
I
Brad?
might work at Daniels.
He works at Daniels.
Oh, that's
fine
right.
like in Phil.
Should I ask?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, guys. Charlie and Martha.
Good to see everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Is that it as far as food and
Brought
stuff?
you a hanky. Are you appreciating that?
I
You
very much
started today's
appreciate
show
that.
with a hanky. You're ending with a hanky.
Thank you.
Started with an unsanitary one. Now we're giving you a clean one to replace that.
Very good.
nice.
By the way, can I give one more quick shout out? I meant to do it last week.
Yeah.
You know, went to Mountain East Conference basketball game here recently. Played in
Afternoon
the
game,
middle
right?
of the day. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, can I advocate for some more of those?
Fairmont Senior's playing right now, right against Shady.
Are that? Oh, is that right now?
That was this afternoon, yeah.
As we record. So I went over there. Was approached by a really nice Three Guys listener, Jim from Shinston.
Sure.
Jim from Shinston. Want to say hello. He specifically asked if I give Shinston some love and.
Why does he feel
Shout out.
Shinston's being
You might feel
shorted?
they're getting shortchanged. So, thank you, Jim from Shinston.
He thinks Marlington's getting all the all the
Marlon
love.
has gotten a lot of
Marlington
press.
got a lot of run.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Jim.
All right. So that'll do it for us. Thanks so much
Nice
for
hanky.
Nice.
being with us. Thank you, Charlie and Martha. We certainly not Charlie. Charlie? I got Charlie from Midlothian in my head.
The Mitchells.
The Mitchells. Why the hell? What? I'm blanking. Charlie's name. Charlie from Midlothian has totally taken my mine over. Three Guys before the game returns on Thursday.
Martha and Charlie.
Charlie, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason, Charlie from Midlothian, who does a lot screwing me up. I mean, I have dreams
Oh my gosh.
about him stealing all that gas. Anyway,
Haunted by it.
Three Guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By GoMart. Go to GoMart. Get yourself some toasty coffee this time of year. You might see Hoppy. GoMart.com. Get the rewards card. Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Take advantage of their Three Guys special offer. The Three Guys Avalon Tri-Toon boat special price. Three Guys listener, just tell them you are. And Three Guys brought to us by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond the numbers. Special thank you to our producer, Austin Wright. Episode number 521, Horns Downed, is complete. Thanks for being with us. Hoppy,
Drive safe, Hop.
Thank you.
We'll see
Will do.
you. Be safe. Senator, I think we're going to crush this popcorn, and we're on our way. Have a good day. See y'all.